When a man does not tick a certain box, a woman is encouraged to dump him right away. But when a man does the same thing to a woman, he's just intolerant, unsupportive, and evil. The double standards are insane, but thankfully, many men out there are waking up. So instead of accepting breadcrumbs and not enforcing boundaries, they do the opposite because low-hanging fruit tends to be rotten. Take a look at these red flags.
What are the 20 flags? It's in your book, everybody go get the book. That's just a small piece. But when you go meet a woman, what are the 20 flags that you look for?
All right, so
you don't have to give
20
all
red
20.
flags.
You don't have to give all 20, but some of them.
Okay, so let's do 10?
Yeah, the twisted 10. Yeah, the twisted 10.
Okay, so let's twist 10. So number one is daddy issues. She doesn't have a good relationship with her father. If a woman doesn't have a good relationship with the man of the house, the guy that, she supposedly grew up with him, how do you expect her to respect and honor you as a man in a relationship or as a father of children if you guys are going to have kids? It rarely happens. The other problem too with daddy issues is these women tend to have borderline personality disorder or BPD. And one of the things that is connected with that is they have a fear of abandonment, and they tend to act out in ways that make abandonment certain, if you can put it that way. I expand on a little bit more in the chapter, but I'll keep going. Feminists, most women today, if they identify as a feminist, they're the version of toxic feminism, where they don't actually seek any kind of equality with men. In actuality, I think we've been equal for years now, for decades even. Like, there's really nothing a woman can't do that a man can do. It's just that they find ways to embrace victimhood. The common talking point is something along the lines of, well, women only make 75 cents on every dollar that a man makes. But they refuse to take into account that, well, when you factor in a man's income versus a woman's income, men tend to take more dangerous jobs, work longer hours, commute further, experience more workplace injuries. Like, I don't see any push from feminists to move women into coal mines and garbage trucks and oil rigs, but they push to move them into the boardroom as positions like CEOs. So there's a bit of a disconnect. If you have a victim mindset, it's kind of a loser's mindset. And whenever you embrace a victim's mindset, you need to have an oppressor. So guess who the oppressor is going to be? You're a man, it's going to be you at some point. So, if you want an easy, certain, happy, pleasant life, generally speaking, stay away from women that identify as feminists. Women that compete with you. I don't know if you ever dated one of these boss girls, one of these strong, boss ladies.
Oh, yeah.
But my house is bigger than yours. My car is nicer than your car. I've got that. It's like, look, I'm not here to compete with you. I'm here to compete with myself. And if you think that I want competition from an unpleasant woman, you got another thing coming. So I advise guys, especially guys that are like me, chasing excellence, put it in Denton University, make a lot of money, to do something with their life. Stay away from those boss girls that try to compete with you. Women that keep guys from their past around. You ever dated a woman and she says, "Oh, I'm going to go out to lunch with my ex-boyfriend tomorrow," or something like that? Really? Not on my watch. Look, if you're going to try to claim me and you want to be in a relationship with me, and you don't want me to see any other girls, I'm sorry, but you're not able to hang out with ex-boyfriends from your past. No good ever comes from putting your girlfriend or your wife in a room with another man that she was intimate with in her past. So that's something that you have to consider. Violence. A woman that's violent, she's got violent tendencies. I wouldn't even, like, some guys would be like, "Oh, well, you can just make her friends with benefits." Not if she starts throwing things at you and the police need to get called, because it's not her that they'll take away in handcuffs. It's probably going to be you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So stay away from violent women. Tattoos and piercings is always a controversial one. I would probably add extended, ridiculous dagger nails to that now, which seems to be a more common thing today.
And why is that a flag? Why would that be a flag?
The dagger nails or the tattoos?
Both. Well, I can see with the tattoos, but the dagger nails, I mean, they just scare me.
Yeah, well, there's that, right? But I mean, like tattoos are typically a masculine trait, right? Like, historically, tribal, masculine men would get tattooed for those reasons. So when women start to do it, like this version of culture and society today convinces women to be more masculinized. And I think that women getting tattooed now, getting sleeve tattoos and lots of tattoos all over their bodies, is a sign of them trying to be more like men. Historically, like, even when I was a kid, teenage years, 20 years, my 20s, there was no women covered in tattoos. It was very rare. Like, the odd, I remember I had a girlfriend in my 20s, she had a tattoo of her heart, in her bikini line. That was it. And that was like, oh, that's taboo sort of thing. And then they moved into the tramp stamps and it sort of went from there. But tattoos just show a lack of taste. It's like putting bumper stickers all over a Lamborghini. You just don't do it, right? Women are beautiful by nature. Why would you go and like draw all over their bodies? Let alone, believe it or not, what happens between tattoo artists and women that they tattoo. I've talked to a lot of tattoo artists and they get intimate a lot of the times too. So there's that.
And Rich,
should I keep going?
Yeah. When I
does that give you enough of a taste?
No, I love it. When I was growing up, whatever. When I was growing up, if you like, I'm from Italy, so you can imagine how my parents were.
Yeah.
So if a woman had a tattoo, automatically trash, yeah. No good. Not good. Not good to be a mother of your children, that type of thing. And then all of a sudden, like you said, the women needed more rights and this and that, and the tattoos and then the piercings. That's got to be one of them too. Like when they got piercings everywhere.
Piercings, lots of piercings. Yeah, septum piercing. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
And then if you're a successful businessman like yourself and others, when you go to a meeting or go to dinner with somebody else who's, say, more successful than you, that you're trying to make a deal with or whatever, and here comes your partner tattooed up or an earring or a diamond in their cheek, automatically, in my opinion, you might as well kiss that deal goodbye.
And that's the raw reality. Men are told to be tolerant all the time, but if something feels a bit wrong, you're not supposed to accept it. If a woman has some of these red flags and she doesn't even want to self-improve, she will not be a good wifey, let alone the mother of your kids. Just like a woman vets a man according to his income, a man is free to vet a woman according to her personality. Equal rights, equal lefts. Let's take a look at the comments. Dagger Claws. I call him Cardi B Nails. I'm a woman and I 100% believe that I have the same rights as men. In addition to that, virtually all women can't do what men can do in certain jobs. Therefore, if they can't pass the test, then they shouldn't be there. The military is a prime example in combat. If I was a man, I wouldn't want a woman in my squad. Another thing I want to comment on is women that get an exorbitant amount of child support, and while they go on to move on to their life, many men are left in poverty. Shared parenting is what should happen if possible in most child custody cases. Tattoos are a sign of trauma. I dated a woman covered in tattoos. She told me that she got a tattoo each time she had a trauma because they were better than self-harm. This was straight from the horse's mouth. Any woman with tattoos will have issues. Next time you meet a girl with tattoos, subtly ask her the story behind one of her tattoos. I guarantee it won't be a nice one. I remembered when I got a job some years ago. There was this lady who was a 9 out of 10 and was in charge of helping me with the tasks I had to learn. Many dudes were approaching her every day, so I preferred to keep things professional. She started making small talk with me and tried to get my attention. I just talked to her when it was necessary, but I thought it would be great if we could go out on a date. Found out she was already dating with a dude from another company while she was secretly dating another dude in my department. I am glad I didn't make any move. The reason? I saw a small tattoo on her wrist the first day I met her, and the video of Coach Adams talking about tattoos as a red flag was the first thing that came to my mind. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.